Solo Showdown is the worst game mode in Brawl Stars. And this isn't just my opinion, it's a fact. In this video, I'm breaking down the biggest flaws that make it almost unplayable for serious players, and why most of your losses aren't even your fault. So what makes this game mode so unplayable? Let's start with the first big problem. Brawler imbalance. In Solo Showdown, only a handful of brawlers are actually viable. When I think about which brawlers work, I ask myself, can this brawler survive, or at least escape, if someone like Edgar or Kit jumps on me? If the answer is no, then that brawler probably isn't fit for this mode. Throwers, snipers, controllers, and supports? Forget them. Only damage dealers, assassins, and tanks really survive in Solo Showdown. Why? They can fight 1 versus 1 and escape when things get dangerous. Think about it. What can a Sprout do against a Kaze, or Mr. P against a Lily? The answer is nothing. If you start a Solo Showdown with any of these brawlers, you pretty much already know how the match is going to end. On the other hand, brawlers like Cordelius or Shelly thrive in this mode. They can deal with close-range threats, kite enemies, and escape when things get dangerous. Why is that? Because Brawl Stars was designed as a 3 versus 3 game, not a pure 1 versus 1 mode. In other game modes, each brawler covers another's weakness, but this doesn't happen in Solo Showdown. There's no one to back you up. Survival, mobility, and strong 1 versus 1 capabilities become everything. That's all about brawler choice, but what about actual play style? Showdown doesn't reward aggressive, active play. It rewards being passive. If you try to make cool plays or expose yourself, you're usually the first to take damage and get killed. This is especially true at higher trophies, where losing 10th place can cost you up to 80 trophies. Honestly, I'd play it safe too in that case. But where does this passive play lead? Right here, in this tiny center square. The poison clouds force players together, and if you've watched Showdown clips before, you know what happens next. A lot of players are still alive into this final stage of the match, and then pure chaos. Suddenly, you're surrounded by 8 brawlers, each with their own abilities, all trying to survive, and it's impossible to keep up with all of them. If you become the focus of even 2 or more players and get weak, there's almost no coming back. The weaker players tend to get taken out first. It's just how it goes. It's less about skill and more about who manages to survive the massive chaos. But here's the thing. Sometimes, the game is already against you before the game even starts, because of RNG. RNG is everywhere in Brawl Stars, and Showdown is no exception. In fact, you could say this game mode is basically built around it. I'd divide the RNG in Showdown into 3 main types. Number 1, other brawlers. Who spawns near you can completely change the match. Even if you pick the right brawler, the opponents around you might just counter you instantly. Number 2, spawn location. Some spots are much better than others. You might spawn near tons of boxes or in a safe corner, or you might spawn squeezed between enemies with almost no chance to survive. Number 3, boxes. You never know if you'll spawn beside 1 box, 2 boxes, or none at all. That might seem minor, but in higher leagues, this can make a huge difference. More boxes mean more power cubes, and in the endgame, that can be the deciding factor between victory and getting wiped out. But even if you get a good spawn and some cubes, it doesn't matter, because the second you actually fight someone, another player shows up out of nowhere. That's third partying, and it happens all the time. Third partying is when you're fighting someone, and another player jumps in, turning your 1 versus 1 into a 1 versus 2 until you die. A lighter version is when a player just watches close by as you fight, waiting for one of you to get weak or die before intervening. In Solo Showdown, where brawlers such as Lily or Kit are more common, with their high mobility and dashes, can do this much more efficiently. Even if you manage to kill your initial opponent, someone else can swoop in and eliminate you because you're already weakened. The frustrating part? Third partying is actually the smartest way to play Solo Showdown. If you don't do it, you're at a disadvantage compared to everyone else, because you risk losing power cubes or trophies, especially in Showdown Plus, where each kill gives +2 trophies. I call this a form of involuntary teaming. It's not planned, but it's an inevitable byproduct of this flawed game mode. Getting third-partied sucks, but at least those players aren't working together on purpose. What's even worse? Teamers. If you thought third-partying was bad, teamers are on another level. Teaming is by far the biggest issue in Solo Showdown. Once you're playing above 1,000 trophies, you'll run into them in almost every single match. Sometimes just a couple, sometimes half the entire lobby. Teamers form alliances by spinning, spraying heart emotes, or using specific pins to signal each other, and then gang up on anyone who refuses to join them. In some cases, full groups coordinate this behaviour, and believe it or not, there are even Discord servers and communities dedicated to organising teamers. They'll often agree on a certain battle card, pin or spray to recognise each other. Though, if an outsider tries to team with them, I don't know how it'll go. To show how bad it really is, I'll queue up for a match right now at over 1,000 trophies. You'll be shocked at how common this problem actually is. And the worst part? Brawl Stars has tried multiple methods to discourage teaming over the years, but none of them have managed to solve the issue permanently. Now, don't get me wrong, Showdown can still be fun. I play it a lot myself when I need to get a new maxed brawler to 1,000 trophies because it's faster. And honestly, players below 1,000 trophies usually don't know how to play that well. But if you're trying to push the ladder above 1,000 trophies in Solo Showdown, beware of everything I just talked about. One last thing, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. See you next time.